Good morning. I told you I was going to show you our trick to making the perfect poached eggs. So that's what we're going to do. Just pretend it's a cooking show. This is a 2-inch deep, maybe 2.5-inch deep skillet. So what I do is we have hot water here. So the first thing I do is put this almost to the top with hot water. You don't have to do this if you don't have pre-boiled water. It just makes it really, really quick. So we use this. We're going to fill this up with about 2 inches of water. Okay, so that's about it. You can see what it is. I guess I could turn a light on here. I could find a light. There we go. So that's it. Now turn this on high. And one of the tricks is vinegar. There are actually 3 parts to the egg, which I've learned. There's the yolk, there's the white, and then there's the thin white. And the vinegar helps with the acidity of the vinegar. It helps coagulate the white faster and better. So it has nothing to do with flavor. We use distilled white vinegar. And you just pour, I don't know, 1/4 cup in there. And then also just a little bit of salt. Salt adds density to the water and makes it boil faster and helps things in general. Okay, here's the other trick. These eggs, obviously cold, they've been in the refrigerator. And one thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of pre-boil, but not really the eggs, only for about 10 seconds. But what happens, possibly when you put this in that hot water, is the egg will crack because it's cold, because of the pressure. So, Karen, come in here. We have this, you can take a push pin. We have these skewers.
They're tie up things
for turkeys, right?
Yeah.
So you get a good grip on the egg, the large side on the top. Put my thumb on it here, go right in the end, and just push, just enough to break through the shell. And what this is going to do is depressurize the egg, so when you put it in hot water, the shell doesn't crack. So let's give this a minute to boil, and we'll come back when that's boiled. Okay, so the water is now boiling, but not a raging boil, it's a gentle boil, as you can see. So here's what we do. We take the eggs, put them in a handy slotted spoon that fits 2 eggs, and lower them into the water for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds, thereabouts. And then scoop them up and put them aside. What that did is it started to cook the thin white that's around the rest of the egg. And it'll make it easier for the eggs to stay together when we drop it in the water. So let's do that. They're a little bit warm, but they're not too hot. The important thing here is when you drop this in, hold your hands as close as you can to the water and drop it in like that. And you can see how well it stayed together. Okay, so we'll get the other one in and crack it just like you normally would, and then hold it low and just slide it into the water. And you can see how this is already staying very much together as this one is, but the water is starting to boil a little bit too much. So we want to turn the water down some. Now I tell Alexa, Alexa, set timer for 4 minutes. So we've set the timer for 4 minutes. And the one thing you want to do is make sure that this water doesn't get, like that, like really bubbling, boiling, because what that's going to do is mess up the eggs. So you keep it just at a gentle boil. Let me get the spoon here. You can even move them around if floating a little bit too much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the toast in because that's roughly 4 minutes or thereabouts. So this is doing pretty well. We'll let this cook, we'll let the toast toast, and we'll come back in 4 minutes. About done. Well, it's kind of done. So we'll just butter the toast. Well, we have about 20 seconds or so to go. All right, so let's check the eggs. Alexa, stop. That's Alexa, the timer. Okay, so our eggs should be done. It's been 4 minutes. So we'll take the first one out that went in first. And what I like to do, take a slotted spoon and just dry it a little bit like that. But look at that. Is that perfect or what? So we get the other one out. This one isn't quite as pretty, but it's still okay. There we go. Now, watch this. Look at that. This one of them's a little bit more done than the other one. I left it in a little bit longer, but that's it. So that's the way we do poached eggs, and 4 minutes almost always works. I left these in a little bit longer because I was doing the other thing here, but if you set the timer for 4 minutes after you put it in, it almost always is perfect. These are regular large eggs. Extra large eggs would take a little bit longer, and that's it. So we just cut them up and, oops, away we go.